That is between a rocket and a hard place. Get my Musk joke there? Did Elon Musk come to purchase Twitter or to bury it? Hey, everybody, I'm Steve Green with Bill Whittle and Scott Ott, and this is Right Angle, brought to you by the members of BillWhittle.com. Gentlemen, there's a Twitter war going on about Twitter between the CEO of Twitter and its would-be new owner, SpaceX and Tesla founder Elon Musk. And guys, I kind of love this. So the problem is bots. What percentage of Twitter users are actually either bots that advertisers don't care about or spam bots that exist to harass and stuff post, if you know what I mean? So Elon Musk's people came up with using a random sample of 100 users that the number could be as high as 20% bots on Twitter. And the CEO, Parag Agrawal, says, no. He said, and this is a quote, "Our actual internal estimates for the last 4 quarters were all well under 5%. Based on the methodology outlined above." Don't worry about that. It's technical. "The error margins on our estimates give us confidence in our public statements each quarter." And by the way, these public statements, these are like SEC filings. If these aren't true, they could be in deep trouble at Twitter HQ. Unfortunately, we don't believe that this specific estimation can be performed externally, given the critical need to use both public and private information, which we can't share. And then this is a paraphrase of the last bit because it gets into a bunch of jargon. "Externally, it's not even possible to know which accounts Twitter thinks are bots on any given day." Scott, if you're Elon Musk buying a used car, as Elon Musk does, and the dealer tells you you can't take it for a test drive and you can't even look under the hood to see if there's really an engine under there, you really want to buy that car from that guy?
Trust me, it's exactly as we said it is.
Yes.
Yeah, that at the very least, that represents a kind of a tin ear when it comes to public statements. I mean, did he say that and not then read what he said and say, you know what, wait a minute, that's not how we would like to express this idea. Somebody should have stepped in and saved him from himself, because it certainly makes it sound like he's basically saying, you're going to have to buy a pig in a poke. We can't tell you anything more about this pig. And like when he said we can't reveal those numbers, what he means is we won't reveal those numbers. We refuse to reveal those numbers. I mean, I'm sure it's not any violation of anybody's individual user agreement on Twitter if aggregate data is released to show how many are bots. I mean, who are we going to offend? The bots? Like, are they go like we can't put that information out because, you know, our customers who are actually algorithms that churn out Twitter accounts and posts on Twitter accounts automatically according to a certain, you know, predetermined time schedule. Well, those people wouldn't be very happy if we told you who they were. So, and at the same time, and I wish I had this number at my fingertips, but I want to say it was something like 500 million? Is that possible?
Well, no, they only have 400 million users.
Okay, so maybe it was 500,000 or something. It was just this immense number of accounts they said that they close every day. Huge number of accounts. And I'm beginning to think, it was like, well, wait a minute. Why would you even go onto such a platform? Like if you go to some place where you think you're going to actually be communicating with a human being, it's like every conversation you have with anybody is actually an undercover FBI agent, or worse, a robot that the FBI invented to have this conversation with you. So, you know, if I were Elon Musk, I would basically assume the worst and make all your financial projections based on that.
Yeah. Bill, Musk says that once he owns the company, it's his goal to make sure that every user on Twitter is real. And he's been vague about how he's going to do that. But if he's going to do that, he has to know how many current fake users he's got to purge and what that is going to mean economically going forward, which is the long way of saying what Musk actually tweeted to Agrawal, because Musk replied to all of that stuff that I just read with a poop emoji. I'm not kidding. But the really important thing is that he also said, this was in the Wall Street Journal on Tuesday, that the Twitter deal is currently on hold. Twitter's in a tight spot here, but so is Musk with that $1 billion walk-away fee. What do you think you'd do in this position?
Well, first of all, I wanted to thank you for using the William Shakespeare Julius Caesar opening.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter, and Twitter's an honorable company. And so basically you have to ask yourself, what am I paying this gigantic $40 billion for? You are buying a product that sells reach. That's what it is. And the more reach you have, the more money it's worth. And Twitter says that 5% of their total users are bots, and Twitter is an honorable company. And and so now you have to ask yourself, does Elon Musk have the right to get the internals before he actually makes the purchase? Seems reasonable to me. I mean, if you're going to be buying something based on reach, it seems reasonable to have a good idea of the reach. And Musk says that basically, and Musk is not an idiot, by the way. Musk said we did a little test and found out that these numbers are closer to 20%, not 5%, as Twitter says. And Twitter's an honorable company. And so
keep saying it might become true.
Where do you end up with this? You have to ask yourself, what is it about these numbers that they don't want to release? This is always the question I have when people say things like oh, this is entirely in your interest. Well, great. If it's in our interest, then let's watch it on TV while you go about discussing it. Well, we want to keep it private. Okay. So just the fact that Twitter will not release their numbers, not only publicly, but to Musk, you could make first of all, why can't the public know how many people are real on Twitter? It's an honorable company, right? So how many people, why can't we know that? But more specifically, if you're going to be buying something, how is it possible that Twitter does not make a NDA, private confidentiality agreement between the purchaser, Elon Musk, and this honorable company that keeps constantly trying to tell you that what it's doing isn't what it's doing?
Hey, Steve.
Twitter is an honorable company.
Steve, can I fact check my assumptions that I mentioned earlier? It says in the Wall Street Journal story that I read, it said that Agarwal claims that Twitter suspends more than 500,000 spam accounts a day and locks millions of accounts suspected of being fake weekly if they can't be verified by humans. And so it's 500,000 a day.
500,000 a day.
Big number.
And when you brought this up on the Backstage show available to members of BillWhittle.com, Scott, it occurred to me that it doesn't matter. It's so easy to sign up for a Twitter account. And as you corrected me, multiple Twitter accounts at a time, because that's built into their APIs for users and for corporations and for spam farms, that they're not eliminating anything. They're chasing the cockroaches behind the fridge. And as soon as you turn the lights back off, boom, the cockroaches all come out. I lived in a crappy apartment in San Francisco. I know how this works. With the usual caveats, because this is quoting from Zero Hedge. Here's the situation Twitter has put itself in here with these bots. Zero Hedge says that Twitter's board can either admit that Musk is right and it has a huge fake user base, opening up existing management to countless shareholder lawsuits, or Twitter can kill the deal and be sued for record shareholder value destruction. That is between a rocket and a hard place. Get my Musk joke there? Anyway, there's actually a third option, believe it or not. This would not surprise me if it's the real option, because I think Elon Musk does actually want to buy Twitter, but he has to humiliate them to get the price down to where it should actually be. Or they can go with option 3, which is to quietly agree after discussing these things behind the scenes, not to discuss them in public until after the deal has gone through. Maybe that is what Musk is up to get that purchase price down without humiliating the company, so they've got their golden bridge to retreat across. We'll see what happens. And Well, as anything in the world of social media, and especially Elon Musk, is going to be a fun ride. There is your right angle on that, brought to you by the members of BillWhittle.com. Thanks so much for watching. And hey, if you like this show, go to BillWhittle.com. Become a member. We'd love to have you on board. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.